Okay, this is the review of Frozen
Totally
with
not
James, Billy, and
5 seconds
and
after
Cody.
the last video.
yes, it's totally not 5 seconds.
And also Rumpelstiltskin. Reviews come at a price.
One note: I have seen Frozen twice.
Twine.
And
Twine. Did they make Frozen twine?
Shut up. And Cody and James have both seen it once.
But I haven't.
So we did just leave the movie
Magical
theater
memory.
about an hour
If
and a
you
half
guys
ago.
did not stay for the after credit scene, I am very disappointed in you.
And so
you
sad
should
for
know
you.
by now.
I'm sorry.
To stay after every movie.
I'm so sorry.
because you never ever know when there's going to be an after credit.
And it was so worth staying for.
So
It was so funny. And I need to go left, and I can't get over that fast. Holy shit!
Crap.
I'm gonna kill us all.
So every video involving me so far has been me in a car
Maybe
nearly
Cody
being
should hold
killed
maybe-
by the person
Maybe
who's
Cody
driving.
should hold the camera.
That might be a good idea.
That's probably a good idea.
Filming comes at a price. Yeah, I like being Rumpelstiltskin. I like Rumpelstiltskin.
Stealthy the dwarf.
But stealthy. What is up with the naming of
Wait,
the
we're
dwarves?
supposed to be
And-
We're
reading-
not
I forgot.
talking about Once Upon a
I forgot.
Time.
I'm off the subjecty. Deraily.
Look at the cute little car.
Oh, it's a cute little car. Look, it's got its eyes and it's smiling. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see the cute? Look at the cute little car. It's like, hello, I'm a little car. My name is
Stop
Abigail.
filming the dude
and
before he gets
I
out of the car
enjoy-
and comes and kills us.
And I enjoy running around and shining my lights on other bigger cars.
This is supposed to be a review of Frozen.
Frozen. So it was a really cool film. I was chilled through the whole thing.
Yeah, one could even say Frozen.
I'm terrible at puns.
I'm not.
No one iced you, James.
You can stick that up
Stick-
your ice hole.
That was a good one. Dead air is not good in a video, people.
I liked
What if you're
Anna
hunting ghosts?
and Elsa. They were both very
Yeah, they were very
I,
cool.
I want to date, marry, and do dirty things in the bedroom with Elsa.
Wait,
Who's
is this
Mary?
a review or a fantasy?
Who's Mary? It's both.
Hey, Little Caesars, pizza.
A review to see.
I
A fan
thought-
view. It's a fan view.
I thought Anna was going to have summer powers.
Yeah, I was upset.
They were both disappointed in that. I thought the movie was pretty well perfect the way it is.
I thought it was great, but I wanted her to have superpowers too.
I mean, I'm not usually
Tell
a
them
fan
about
of
the
musicals,
sequel, Cody.
but the music in this
Yeah.
movie is just, it fits so perfectly.
Yeah, see,
and it's so well written, both the
Oh my gosh,
the lyrics.
two beginning songs. Perfect.
And, yeah, no,
It
the
was
best
kind
song.
of Irishy too.
Yes, it
was
was.
very
But the
Celtic.
best
That's why
song
I
in the
liked
movie was "Let It Go." Let's just be honest here.
I don't remind
That song transcends that movie.
I also knew a lot about architecture. As Cody
Yeah.
pointed out.
I was sitting there thinking
But
she
you
understands
gotta- you
a
gotta
lot about
understand- you
architecture to
gotta
make a giant
understand,
frozen
especially
castle.
in that part of the world and that time period. A lot of times the royals were
They
the
were very
only ones
brief,
that were taught.
I don't know about. I mean, I understand that, but I don't think she had in like advanced architecture as one
Well,
of her
perhaps-
courses.
perhaps it
maybe
was
they
a-
ran out of languages.
no, perhaps
we
it
only
was-
speak English here. So what else are we gonna do? Architecture.
Perhaps it was an
You missed
element of
it.
her powers that she instinctively knew how to shape ice.
That could be it too. Yeah. I know. My head is full of architecture plans. I can build things.
It was the parents' fault, Billy.
It
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah.
Because they
Love
made
her
her.
sister.
They made her
They-
scared of her powers
Right.
and what
And
she
every-
could do.
and other
they
people.
made her terrified of her emotions, and that made her afraid. And did not Grandpa Lumpkin Funkin?
if-
Did he not say that fear
Oh,
would
yeah.
be her greatest enemy,
Yeah.
and they
Also
instilled
love
her
that
with nothing
music.
but fear?
If Ma and Pa Kent had raised her, we would have a totally different film.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wanted Anna to have spring powers to have summer powers because that would lead to the sequel, Engulfed, which would be a very different movie. It would just be everyone running around screaming while they were on fire and everything else was, the kingdom's on fire, quick, we gotta save him, oh, it's burned to the ground. And they'd have like a little fire friend, he'd be like, hello, my name is Edmund, I enjoy warm hugs. And it would be very warm hugs, and people would just be like, ah, my leg, get off my leg. And it would, that movie would be very different, the songs
Am
would
I
be
going
terrible.
the wrong damn direction on Odelia?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
think
understand
you're going the right way.
directions. We're going north, south, east, west.
We're going the way we're going.
No turn on red.
I'm not lost.
Even
I know
right
exactly
turn?
where I am.
Hey, you're turning on red! How dare you!
Right here.
I think we're going the wrong direction.
Like I've been filming my arm this entire time. Have you enjoyed my
Pointing at
arm?
me. I think.
I think we're going the wrong direction.
I have an ear infection.
Hey, that rhymes. We got our own musical going. Yeah, I see. I'm not a fan of musicals, but I this thing was like a super musical because they didn't just start singing. They started singing in the middle of their sentences, and then they'd stop and talk. But sometimes they'd then go sing, and then they'd have conversations that rhymed right on time with the music and stuff, and it was just. But still, I liked it, even not liking
Ironic
musicals.
that the singer/music lover hates musicals.
Yeah, they burst out in the song. Did they all practice it?
I burst out
They
in
were
the song.
they were saving that.
You're not normal, James.
They were. I mean, I like to think that the trolls are saving the whole.
Yep.
He's a fixer-upper
We're
dance. And
we're almost
singing
to
and-
Richardson. I'm going
Oh,
the wrong direction.
I like that.
I like that, but I like to think that the trolls were just like saving that for the first time he brought a significant other home.
I knew we were going the wrong direction.
They hoped it was a woman,
I
but
could feel
it
it
was
in my bones.
easily changed.
Wow, that is like the worst billboard ever. We're gonna have a billboard that's only 10 feet off the ground. Film the worst billboard.
Where's Billboard? I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right there.
Oh, there it is.
The
I see it.
It's a baby billboard.
It's a baby board.
Baby Bill?
Billy
Bill baby?
Tiffany. That street is named Tiffany. Tiffany's a person's name. But it was a good movie. I mean, I enjoyed. I was telling them I didn't actually. I mean, I liked Tangled. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Tangled, but I really liked Frozen. It was a better movie in my opinion. I mean, it just.
Well, I just think the writing was better. The writing was natural. Even and
The
even
dialogue
music.
was a
The
lot
dialogue
better.
was just very, very real. The characters were very real. I mean, I felt connected to the characters in a way that. Hello, bastard!
Holy shit.
that
That asshole almost hit us.
That would have been me. I would have been gone.
Me too.
Who would tell you who the square root of 9 is?
Who would
It's 3.
tell you
Very good, Billy.
that
You pass.
you're... I don't have a catchphrase.
But
I have a catchphrase. I will eat your soul.
no, it's not a catchphrase if you do it.
What's my catchphrase?
Your
Don't
soul
hurt me.
is mine.
Yeah.
You're not Satan. You're Shao Kahn.
Get over here.
You're
Also,
Shang
bitches
Tsung.
on
We're
Yeah.
talking about how they've all been
Fatality.
one word names.
Oh yeah, like Tangled, Frozen, Brave, and I know that Brave was changed. Brave was gonna be called the Maiden, the Bow, or something like that, or the Bear and the Bow. It had another name, and they made them change it because
Why did I go this way?
they're douches or something. I don't know.
Why are you slowing
But,
down? You don't
uh,
actually
going
have to
up-
slow down.
Opposite way.
Hey, it's Richland College. But
I think I've been here before.
my parents, no, did they meet at Richland College? No, they met at Eastfield. Anyway,
Did Glenn
oh,
used to go
I've been to Richland College.
here? Did Glenn used to go here?
My brother?
Yeah.
No.
He
So
used
he
to
went
go
to the
here.
El Centro. I haven't. I never went here.
Not just El Centro, the El Centro.
I think I came here with
I-
John one time.
I never went here, but I came here when I was in Garland. We came here with my
Anyway,
class.
Brave,
Oh,
Brave.
Brave. Anyway, I felt like Prince Rabbit Flabadabada, whatever his name was, the guy that ended up being the bad guy in the last 5 seconds of the film.
Yeah.
I felt his turn was a little bit quick. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought it was cool that he became a bad guy, but he was just like overbarrelingly, unnecessarily evil. I'm like, so your plot was to marry in.
Well, no, they kind of needed a bad guy.
Well, yeah, I understand
He's
that,
Regina's
but
son.
he came out. Yeah, really. It happened too quickly. He showed no signs of being evil.
Well, no,
the
because
rest of the
that
film.
was the point. They wanted
Right.
it to be a shocking.
Well, yeah, but
turn.
it wasn't like it was like an M. Night Shyamalan twist in the way that it was just like, wait, what? Because I mean, he wanted to marry in.
Well, no, if you think about it, it's logical
I-
because he mentions in the first part of the movie that he's got 12 older brothers. If you know anything about royalty, you know that every
Well, no,
damn
yeah.
one of them
I mean,
wants
that
to
was
rule.
well, that was his
I
plan
kinda saw it coming.
was to rule. But it
Well,
was just,
I did too. The first time
Yeah.
I saw the movie, I'm like, don't you dare make this guy be evil. And then he fucking turns out to be evil.
But my problem with it is the way he went about it. It's not like I said. It was just like
Well,
a
no,
really-
because to me it makes perfect sense. Because, I mean, he was never going to make it to a throne any other way than a cutting.
to marry
under-
her exactly, and
Exactly.
he mentions that. But that's what I'm
But-
saying. He just. I mean, yeah. Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
no, because she had already put him in charge of the kingdom.
Well, yeah, so don't
And-
get me wrong. He took good advantage of the situation that presented itself. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there wasn't really a lot they could do. I mean, he was able to just kind of go, now I could be super evil. But, I mean, in other words, I guess, to me, the character didn't have to suddenly have that drastic turn, and that he could have still been evil. He could have still been the bad guy without him suddenly... I mean, he wasn't just evil. It was like douchebag mode activate. And he was like, you know, he didn't...
But that's what makes him such a great douchebag, is because most douchebags, you don't know they're douchebags until suddenly the moment comes when they're a douchebag.
I don't know. Most douchebags, I'm like,
Yeah, that's
you're a
awesome.
But
douchebag.
true douchebags.
Yeah.
The ones that really deserve
I guess,
the title of douchebag.
I guess it's that true douchebags, no one else can tell they're a douchebag. But I mean, it was just the way. I mean, like I said, he did a good job of taking advantage of the situation that presented itself. But at the same time, he could have
But
been.
it's like I always say, the truest and greatest evil is the one that you don't see.
Right.
And that's what he embodies. Is he's very
But he
logical.
also-
he
look,
believes that what he's doing is the
He's
right
also
thing.
unnecessary evil, though.
I
Like I,
don't
said,
think
I mean,
so.
see, well, I mean, I was thinking that it's the level of his evilness that was unnecessary.
I don't think so.
He didn't have to be like, you know, the best bride for Cersei Lannister. He didn't have to be Joffrey Baratheon all grown up. He could have still had the same. In fact, I would have preferred that he had the same plan. That part was fine. But the way he was just suddenly like, not only do I have this plan to get me into power, but also I'm a total jerk. I hate everyone. Let me be a total douchebag for absolutely no reason, really. I would have liked it better if he was just like, look, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do to rule. And he was more like of a committed, just like committed, serious bad guy. And instead of being like, all this, like 5 seconds before the end of the movie, he's suddenly the Joker. You know, I mean, it was like, not only am I a douchebag, but I'm an evil douchebag. If he'd just been evil or just been a douchebag, I think it would have worked better. Like, I mean,
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I think the twist was good, but I think it was just like it was a little overdone. It was a little bit too much overwhelmingly evil. I think he would have done better if it had just been his plan and not been like if he'd have been that evil. And the thing was too is that for all we know, in other words, all it said was true love's kiss. It didn't say it had to be both, you know,
They didn't say
both
kiss.
ways.
It didn't.
An
It
act
didn't
of
say
true
kid.
love.
It said
An
an act of true love.
Well, exactly. She truly felt she loved him, even though, you know, I mean,
But no, why would he save her life? He needed her out of the way. He was going to kill her anyway.
Well, I was gonna say, the only reason that he
They
needed
both had to love each other.
well, see, they don't say that though. It didn't have to
No,
be
that's
mutual.
not necessarily true.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't
why
say
would
mutual.
he kiss her? Why would he save her
Well, the
when
thing
he
is-
needs her dead?
But he also technically needs her alive in
No,
order to
he
marry the
doesn't.
royalty.
Because there's nobody in that
And the
kingdom.
only
had
reason-
nobody in that kingdom had any reason not to trust him. So when he walked out there and said,
But he would have been-
she's dead, and we said our wedding vows," they had no reason to deny him, to not believe him, because she had already given him the trust to put the kingdom
Right, yeah, but
in
he
his
could have still married her, and he still would have been the king, because the only reason that he really needed her dead was so that he could kill the queen.
because if she had been alive, she never would have allowed him to kill Elsa.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason that worked out well, and that's why I said it was good in the way that he took over, the way that he handled the situation that he did. He adapted very well to the situation, but at the same time, his original plan would have been sound as well.
I'm gonna
Because
be
he
doing
probably-
some more- Why do I always drive illegally when the two of you are in my
Right.
car?
I know.
I don't usually drive like this.
Every time I'm in a video with someone and they're driving, I almost die. But no, I mean he could have. He could have eventually. He would have eventually been able to work it so that they would have gotten rid of the evil queen, and he still would have become king. He still would have been in control of everything. And you know, I mean, the thing is, eventually someone's going to notice that, you know, he's kind of a douche, and they're probably.
Eventually, but by then it would have been too late. He would have already been crowned
Maybe, or
king.
it could have been, yeah, but then it could have ended badly, because then the kingdom could have revolted against him. Because it seemed like they were.
it would have been too late. It wouldn't have.
No, I mean, in other words, everyone, his guards, he would have nothing but him and his large, boisterous dickheadedness to protect him, and that wouldn't do too much for him. In other words, everyone would have hated him.
But he would also have his 12 brothers to back his ass up.
Yeah, but they would have been off in Makablackistan or wherever the heck they were at. You know, I mean, they never named them. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. See, they would have been there. By the time they got there, it would have been too late. And it seemed like a pretty well defendable country. I mean, it's in a little mountain thing. Plus, your queen has superpowers. I
Yeah,
mean,
but she
you
would have
just
been dead.
exiled her.
She would have been dead.
That's true, but
If it wasn't for Anna stepping up and stopping the blade of the sword, which was the ultimate act of true
Was
love.
Anna, like super duper frozen, and then what was that?
Yeah,
what was that force wave?
Maybe
that
it was
came
a
out?
very terrible sword.
That was the power of the true act of true love.
And I think the frozen thing for her is that her powers of freezing things were so strong that she actually could make it where ice was strong enough to block steel and to break
Well,
steel.
that's just it. Her ice was so solid; it was at least as strong as concrete,
Right.
If not stronger. That's
And
how
it
she was
also
able
had-
to make the ice palace.
I don't think that the pulse. I don't think that was in response to the sword.
I think that was the act of true love.
I think maybe that, but or it also could have been her her finally freezing too. You know,
It's
but,
possible.
But I'm saying I think that's probably what also helped break the sword was the pulse. I think, I think she was extremely powerful, and then when you hit it and the pulse going off at the same time, you know, it acted as a here, James, say it louder.
Force wave.
It acted together to break the sword.
I think that's possible, but
Because if you just hit a sword, what would have been a good tempered steel royal
don't know.
sword,
If
you hit that against even like concrete, it's not just going to completely shatter that way, unless it itself was frozen. Now that would make sense.
well, we don't know
But-
just how cold it was out there.
Well, right,
It
too.
could have potentially
Also-
been cold enough to weaken the steel.
Also, maybe
Right.
when the sword touched her, it got that cold.
Well, that too, and that's what I'm saying. In other words, that's it was
Because I mean, you saw how the castle was freezing
Right.
around Anna
Well, that's-
because there was so much
that's what I'm
cold
saying.
air
It wasn't
coming out of her.
It wasn't just the hardness of Anna that I want to say Anya like the singer, but it's not just the hardness of Anna. It was also the force of everything else that broke the sword. I think. In other words, it wasn't just that Anna was really hard ice. I think she was, or else she would have been chipped anyway. You know, even an easily breakable frozen sword would chip, ice if it was normal ice. So
Yeah.
obviously she was super powered ice, but also it was just the force of everything else also shattered the sword.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because real swords can't shatter swords. If you've ever seen those, the Mythbusters misted it. They misted it. They misted their bust. But if they showed that especially like you always see the Japanese swords, the katanas
Yeah.
cutting each other in half. If you put two master crafted katanas against each other, they'll chip really bad, but you won't break them. You can't just cut them in half like
No.
that. You'll just screw up both swords. Hey, someone left their computer on.
The library.
They left their computer on.
Look at that Christmas house.
Oh, Christmas house. Can we look at the Christmas house? Well, maybe. Sort of. But yeah, I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Tangled, but I really liked Frozen. It was good. The
It was
songs.
an extremely deep movie.
Yeah.
It really was. There, you could feel a mythos behind the movie and a history, and even though their parents turned out to be dumbasses who didn't actually know what the fuck they were doing, you still kind of liked their parents.
Yeah. They were trying to do the right thing. They just didn't understand. Yeah. Like any parents, they wanted what was best. They didn't understand. They were trying their best to protect her, and so they thought locking her away was the best way to do that. But-
A lot of parents do that.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a cop. I should slow down.
right. But
the
don't
speed
worry about
limit
the
is-
speed behind. We're going speedy.
Hey, if you aren't going faster than the cop, you aren't speeding.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, it was like
Well, there's a police station right up around the left, so there's always a lot of cops on this street.
Oh,
but
yeah.
usually they don't give a damn what's going on around here because they're going off shift if they're heading this direction of the street. So they really don't care.
as long as you have like
I've always loved this.
Hey,
church.
look.
Get a shot of the
Yeah,
church.
and look, if you can see it when you go up there, you press triangle and you get a map of the area.
Or if you go up to the top and stand at the very, very top and look through the eyes of the eagle, you get a little bit of more of the map of the area.
That's what
And then you jump off into the haystack.
It's also possible there's an Assassin's Tomb.
But yeah, see, I was going to say the cops around here don't care unless you have at least the 3-star wanted level. But another video game reference presented itself until I made that one.
I love that church. I've always loved it.
But oh, he's on now.
They have churches.
Yeah.
He's on to us.
No, he's turning into a police station.
They have churches like that on every corner in England. Probably. I don't
See?
know.
Police station.
Stereotype.
Large Gothic churches in large Gothic England. But yeah, just everything, and not only that, but you had several I guess kind of like lovable sidekicks, because you had
You had Sven, who
You
was
had
just
Sven.
freaking awesome.
yeah.
I
And then,
swear that reindeer thinks he's a dog. I
think-
want one.
I think he's just like Toothless.
I want one. I want a Sven. Somebody bring me a Sven for my birthday. Yeah, that's the next thing.
I need a Toothless for Easter. That's the next thing.
I want an unstoppable force.
You want the giant snowman.
That would be cool, yeah.
You want the giant.
I want her ice
You
powers.
want the giant queen snowman that at the end
Wait. Let's not
Puts on-
ruin it for people.
puts on the crown and thinks he's pretty.
Too late.
He's like, I feel. He puts on the crown and all the spikes go, and he's like, I feel pretty. He doesn't say that, but you can
Just a
see
really
the look
cool-
on his face. The look on his face is.
Like Pole Hill.
I feel
Yeah, it
pretty.
goes up, but you can't see it. It goes.
That's where my my 7th
The
grade
snowman-
had-
The snowman's a cross dresser.
But yeah, I
That's where
would.
my middle school had their end of the years or end of the half year ceremony.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's Olaf.
Yeah,
Olaf.
I would love to have her. I mean, granted, she had all the powers of the Ice King, pretty much, but she wasn't crazy. But I would love to have her ice powers. That would rock.
Yeah, she makes Iceman look weak.
Yeah, she is. I mean, I know he's actually probably capable of all that.
He actually is, and you do actually see him in the comics a couple of times really start to come into his own and really start to learn his powers.
He's one of the most powerful mutants.
Especially when you see some of the Icemen from the other realities. There's a few of them that really just
He is
no holds barred kick some ass.
apparently he is counted around the same power level as the Phoenix.
Like
He is one of the most powerful mutants alive.
have you ever seen the Iceman from the Age of Apocalypse? Like the post Age of Apocalypse when Wolverine became the new Apocalypse? Holy crap, that's a powerful Iceman. He literally in another reality, yes, Wolverine became Apocalypse.
They
I
have.
said Wolverine.
But
Played
I
by
mean,
Hugh
he
Jackman.
was able to he actually became
Ooh, see
ice
if I
and
can get
manipulated the size of
Gallus.
the body and like generated other Iceman bodies and was
cannot get
attacking and
Gallus.
oh man, it was pretty
That's
awesome.
weird.
Anyway, back to Frozen.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to have her ice powers. I mean, she was really freaking powerful. There was a lot going on there, and that was really cool. I especially like when she created her ice palace, how she just kind of slammed her foot down like ice.
Exactly. That is my favorite scene in the movie.
That
Is
was cool.
not only do we get the best song in the movie,
Ice powers
and Let
commence.
It Go, but you get her building that beautiful ice palace, and then she comes in her own and builds makes that beautiful dress. And it changes things. And I love the way that they have the icicles
My
going
orange
through
is
her
rolling
hair.
around.
And
Yeah,
that
that
sounded
was cool.
really bad. You know, and she's got like the little
Hold on.
icicles that are interwoven in
Yeah.
her hair.
Yeah,
And she was beautiful anyway,
Is it still
but
recording?
when she accepts herself, she becomes so much more beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's still recording.
Yeah,
Like the I must say that was
when she lets her hair down.
that was really sad though when her greatest moment, her happiest moment was when she was completely and totally away from everyone.
Well, because she
You know
felt
what? That wasn't her greatest moment.
no,
Well,
her
later on,
greatest
but up to
moment
that
was
point.
the
Up to that point, I
yeah.
mean, that was at that point in time. That was when she was finally happy and truly free. She's like, I'm all
because
alone.
she's lived her entire life fearing others.
Right.
And so she
Fearing
believed that the
she was
only
going to
place
hurt others.
and the only way she could be, but what she came to realize is that that's not true. She wasn't truly happy. She was still
hospital.
just as terrified, even as she was
That's where
alone,
I was born.
as
Okay,
she
yeah, that's-
and she was
film it.
still
That's-
just as terrified when she was alone as she was when she was surrounded by
That's
people.
That's not what killed my. That's
She
not what my dad
merely
was almost
convinced herself that she was happy.
killed. Right.
And it wasn't until she
I
truly
think you'll-
accepted the love of her sister that
Of it being someone else. Yeah.
yes, that she truly
Right.
became happy.
Right.
We used to go
And-
to that old Phoenix.
and-
I know exactly where we are.
Learned how to control.
There's like a line right
This
here.
is my neighborhood.
You can't really see the town right now, but this is all like really fancy and nice. There's like literally a line that you cross, and it's like poor people.
Well, yeah.
Up here is where I went to middle school.
But
That's when I was taken out for homeschooling.
he was special. He was a danger to himself and everyone around him. This
Billy-
man has too much dance. Take him out of school.
I find it very odd that I'm concentrating on how beautiful they are in this movie. That is like not really
Yeah, there
the way
were.
I am.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I'm not usually like that. I mean, like, don't get
They
me
were
wrong.
extremely
I like saying, "Oh man, she's hot" when I'm watching stuff like that, and I do mean it. But I'm not usually that distracted. And I mean, there were a couple scenes where I was kind
They
of
were
like,
well endowed.
"Yeah, that's probably why."
Well,
For their
Year
frame.
to middle school.
They were all the rest of the film. They were wearing stuff that kind of contained everything. But when she was asleep, when Anna was asleep, and sitting there in her sweater,
I wasn't really paying attention to that. I'm not a pervert. Well, I am, but
yeah,
I noticed it closer to the beginning when it was like first showing her when she was older. They had just some from the waist up shots. There's the underground house.
oh, you can't see it, it's underground. But no, I just really I really liked the way everything went. You know, I mean, just the way it was and all that, and
Down the road,
the
right
writing.
over there's a really weird, cool house.
Oh, that's really weird and cool. But it was a good movie. I mean, I liked it.
yes, both times I've seen it, I enjoyed it greatly. Yes, yes, I must see that again. I must. Even though there's other stuff out there, you know, like I hate to say it, but I can wait to see Desolation of Smoke again until it comes out on video. But it's smoke.
Smaug.
But I need to see Frozen again on the big screen.
I will say that the Desolation of Smaug was it wasn't a letdown. It was actually really cool. But at the same time, so far, the Lord of the Rings movies have not caught up to me. I mean, they haven't caught up to the Lord of the Rings movies for me yet. They're good movies. I'm enjoying them. I'm loving seeing Middle-earth some more. And even with the fan fiction stuff, I like the way that they're tying it into the later movies. You know, they're making it a lot more cohesive than the books were. And forget
I really
and
Tariel and Keely.
and I thought it was Keely.
Keely.
Yeah,
But-
it's Keating.
But yeah, I mean, I like the way that they're tying it in.
You know what?
to-
I actually that was my least favorite part of that movie. I really just felt like it was thrown in there. It's already red. Do you understand the law? The law is when you see a yellow light that if you're able to stop safely, you stop safely. Not go through it just because it's a long yellow light.
Short red light.
But
Now that doesn't keep me from sometimes pushing it and go through a yellow light. I shouldn't.
but yeah, like
There's no reason for it.
they've
tonight.
got a new Paranormal Activity movie out, and I loved the first Paranormal Activity. That will remain one of my favorite horror films, and I think one of the best done horror. Oh, let's see if we can get Dallas now.
Wussy.
Yeah, he is. He's a
Supergirl.
I think he can see everything but Dallas. Well, it's there. But,
Okay, now
but Dallas is
have,
there.
Have we finished our review of Frozen?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean,
Is there anything you would like to add, James? Because we didn't really let you talk.
well, no, it wasn't that. He just kind of went.
I think I forgot stuff I was going to talk about.
It wasn't
covered it already.
Okay. Well, other than the fact that the movie is fucking awesome, I actually enjoyed the music for once in a musical, which it's a rare.
Yeah, me too.
Rare
I'm gonna
thing I
download
could
the
truly
soundtrack
say that.
tonight.
I like the songs. As someone who doesn't like musical, I like the songs.
I would like to sum it up that on a level, on a scale of burning in hell for eternity and me allowing you to live for another year, this movie gets to live for 20 years.
This movie.
I don't know where that scale came from, but that is the scale.
This movie knows that the square root of 9 is 3.
Yes. And this movie would be something James would dance to. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
Especially
high
that-
praise from James.
Especially the ice cutting song.
For me,
Yep.
for me to like the songs in a musical, it's a good movie.
So from all three of us, if you have not seen Frozen, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go see it now!
Drop what you're doing.
Calm down, Josh.
Everything. Even if it's someone you love.
Drop someone you love.
Drop everything.
No, he said drop what you're doing, even if it's
Oh,
someone
God.
you love.
Poor Johnny.
And with that, press the stop button.
Okay.